The U.S. Senate met for a rare weekend session today to try and end the longest government shutdown in history. Perhaps predictably, there's still no sign of a deal that Democrats and Republicans can agree on as the shutdown now stretches past day 39. President Donald Trump said today that he is unlikely to compromise with Democrats who want to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies so insurance rates don't spike. The shutdown is, of course, taking a toll all across the country as airlines now cancel flights and SNAP benefits are being delayed for millions of Americans. Thanks so much for joining us this Saturday evening. I'm Mark Salinger.
And I'm Jennifer Meckles. Colorado's Department of Human Services reports about 32,000 SNAP recipients here in the state did get their full benefits for November just before the Supreme Court granted a request from the Trump administration last night to temporarily block the government from fully funding the program. The state initially said SNAP recipients might see their benefits on their EBT cards as early as today, and now they are waiting on new guidance from the USDA. 32,000, by the way, just a fraction of the 600,000 people in Colorado who rely on that SNAP program. We have seen all kinds of community efforts to try to collect food and donations for families in need right now, from the biggest of drives to the smallest neighborhood collections.
Like a mother in Littleton who knew that even a little bit could go a long way. Now News reporter Colton Chavez shows us how she started with just $100 and a wish to help.
Oh, I just have these two things. Okay.
Home is where the heart is. For Christy McMurray,
this would be my first time ever doing anything like this.
she feels like hers is in the right place.
My heart was like so worried and breaking for so many families and individuals that had to be worried about where their next meal was going to come from.
So Christy opened up her home to anyone who needs help by starting a food pantry in her front yard.
I literally had $100 to put into my little pantry.
A possible relief for families whose SNAP benefits are still delayed due to the government shutdown. Once a single mother, Christy knows how far even a little help can go.
There were nights where my kids had full meals and I was eating out of a can of corn.
She says through a single Facebook post asking for donations, she saw just how many people are willing to help.
And it just came in swarms. Grocery drop after grocery drop, Amazon orders. I was just floored about how well this was working.
Shining a light on those still struggling in her community.
It was amazing to me how many people didn't even have can openers. And so I had somebody donate 30 can openers.
Christy says anyone is welcome.
I would like to think better of people too. Just because people are low income or are needy doesn't mean they're here to rob me or hurt my family.
Christy's home is where her heart is.
People come and they're like, I only want to take what I can. I was like, no.
And it's in her front yard.
Take what you need.
Where she has watched it grow.
Take what your family needs.
And with Thanksgiving right around the corner, Christy tells me they're going to start collecting items to make holiday baskets as well. In Littleton, Colton Chavez, 9 News.
I love the sign that just says we're open until dark. Come whenever you need. More information on how to connect with that food pantry is available on 9news.com.
The uncertainty around SNAP benefits is only adding really to the already high demand at food banks all across our state. Today, hundreds of people came together in Jefferson County trying to help. Volunteers spent the day collecting and boxing up food, which will ultimately stock 8 school pantries across Jefferson County. This project was organized to support about 22,000 households there that rely on SNAP benefits to buy groceries. Organizers say their goal was to help the families navigate very uncertain times while waiting for their benefits.
The SNAP benefit delay really does complicate that, and feeding families is the right thing to do. So benefits, no benefits, as you can see, our community is going to come together to make a difference.
All of the food they collected will be distributed again to 8 school pantries. That will happen by Wednesday.
So now let's talk about the impact on the airport that the government shutdown is having on air travel as a whole around the country. For the second straight day, more than 1,000 flights have been canceled all across the U.S. after Trump's FAA mandated an air travel slowdown across. The FAA said it would reduce flights at 40 high-traffic airports to improve safety and relieve stress on air traffic controllers who've been working without pay since the shutdown began. The order includes DIA, of course, which has now seen 64 cancellations today and about the same scheduled for tomorrow. Most of the canceled flights are domestic, often connections between smaller cities, and we haven't really seen the chaos that perhaps was predicted. Most people are getting notifications that their flights are canceled at home and not coming to the airport, though. Still, it could get worse. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said when the government shutdown eventually ends, it would still take some time to get things back to normal. Switching now to the weather, bundle up this weekend. This was a view rather earlier today as it was chilly out there, but it was beautiful. Some clear skies, just a nice fall day. Some Arctic temperatures, though, coming into the state with some winds as well. Good news is, though, there'll be another day of plenty of sunshine.
And the sun always warms it up just a little bit. Would you say takes the edge off a bit?
I totally think it does take the edge off of it. It did today, and it will do the same tomorrow because we'll have a lot of clear skies, lots of sunshine, but the cold air will be in place. A significant Arctic cold front coming our way. We're just getting clipped by it. The coldest temperature we've seen in Denver so far this year is 21 degrees. That was a couple days before Halloween. My forecast for tomorrow morning, 20 degrees. So we could very easily see the coldest temperature that we have seen so far this year into the 30s right now, 35 at Denver International Airport. So it would have to drop 15 degrees overnight. And that is possible. We've seen that happen many times before with these Arctic cold fronts. Here is the forecast. Low temperatures, this should say, for tomorrow morning. Lots of 20s on the board. I wouldn't be surprised to see some teens in our area, maybe even Denver International Airport. The rebound is going to be right about close to 50 degrees, might stay in the 40s, but it's going to be just kind of a chilly day with that sunshine helping us out just a little bit. Any little breeze will feel pretty cool. And then as we get into the work week, Monday, Tuesday, we're back into the 70s, and that's going to stay that way all week. So I'll talk about the heat and also the little bit of cold that we have coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Corey, thank you. Next week, Douglas County School Board will discuss banning transgender athletes on school sports teams. A document outlining this proposal was added to the agenda for Tuesday night's meeting. It looks just like a copy of the same policy already adopted by a school district in Colorado Springs. A district spokesperson says it is slated just for discussion, not a vote. Worth noting, though, here, this is the last meeting of the current school board, which has a conservative majority, but it is a lame duck majority. None ran for re-election, and the whole group of conservative candidates hoping to replace them all lost their races in this past week's election.
Up in northern Colorado, people in Greeley may have a say on the future of the city's billion-dollar entertainment district. The group Greeley Wants Better has been advocating for residents to have a say on the project for months. Now they say they've collected enough signatures to send a referendum petition to City Council. The group says zoning for the project is on pause until City Council either repeals it or leaves it in the hands of voters for a special election. There are concerns amongst that group that say the project is too risky as the city would have to get a loan and put several buildings up for collateral. The project just west of Greeley includes a water park, hotel, and an ice arena for the Colorado Eagles.